Hi cooks, today on Amy Learns to Cook, we are making maple brown sugar cookies. These cookies are absolutely fantastic. It's a big batch and it will feed a crowd. So join me, let's make maple brown sugar cookies. So these cookies are a take on a Betty Crocker recipe. I changed the flavoring a little bit to give it more flavor, give it that maple flavor. It makes quite a bit of cookies. I make the cookies kind of big so it doesn't get as many of them, right? So in our stand mixer, I have 4 sticks of butter. You could freeze some of the dough, cook some of the dough, and then freeze some of it, or just freeze some of the cookies. So in here I have room temperature butter. So I have 4 cups of brown sugar. This is a large batch, like I said, of cookies. It is so good. So we want to cream this. So we're going to go ahead and turn up the mixer. And you want a light, fluffy cream with that butter and the brown sugar. I'm going to really quick scrape it down. Brings the ingredients back into your paddle here. See how that's nice and light and fluffy? That's what we're looking for. And we'll go ahead and give it a quick scrape down. I'm using this thing backwards. And this is a big mixer. You need a good size mixer for this recipe. So I have 4 eggs, and we're just going to go ahead and put them in here basically 1 at a time, or 2 at a time. You want to put your eggs in slow because you want them to have time to incorporate each one in there. So I have a tablespoon of vanilla, pure vanilla, and I also have a tablespoon of maple extract, and it smells so good. And once you get the eggs and vanilla and other extracts in there, you get a nice, smooth, fluffy batter. That looks amazing. So when you're making cookies, they always talk about don't overmix it because you'll start developing the gluten. That applies once you get the flour in. So go ahead and cream till your little heart's content when it comes to just the butter, the sugar, and the other ingredients, the wet ingredients. You want those to be nice and fluffy. So I have 6 cups of flour, a teaspoon of salt, and a teaspoon of baking soda. And we're going to go ahead and finish off our cookies. and mix it till it just comes together. So now we're ready to put them on the sheet pan. Okay, so we have 2 sheet pans here. These are USA pans, they're my favorite. I have them lined with parchment, and we're going to be using a number 20 Vollrath scoop. This is a 1 5/8 ounce. So the amount of time that this takes is going to depend on a lot of things. It's going to depend on the size of the cookie pans, your oven, I don't know, the day of the week, whatever, right? This oven, it's about 13 minutes, or at least it is in the upper oven. So we're going to be doing 1 in the upper, 1 in the lower. Just because I haven't like done double oven duty on cookies yet in this oven. So this will be the first time we're doing that. This makes quite a bit of cookies, so this helps speed up the process. These cookies are fantastic. And this scoop is fantastic. I've had cheap scoops before, and I learned my lesson. You actually end up with a tired hand. This one you can scoop, and sometimes you're just like, oh, I already scooped everything, because it doesn't like wear on your hand. The maple smells amazing. So I'm going to use this simmer sugar. I got this from Target. We're just going to go ahead. You can roll these in the sugar, and if you do, you get kind of a better coverage. This kind of leaves it like in the middle of the cookie, but sometimes when I roll it, it just uses a lot. So I don't care if it's just in the middle. So this gives it that little crunch. This sugar doesn't really melt. You don't really want to use like granulated sugar because it'll melt and it won't be good. This gives you that little crunch, right? So we're going to go ahead and put these in the oven, and we'll be back. When we take them out, we're going to leave them on the cookie sheet for at least 2 minutes to let them set up. It may seem like they're not totally done in the middle, but when they cool, they will be done then. So we'll be back. We're ready for cookies.
We're doing the middle or top rack.
We'll put it on the top. Look at that. These look really nice. Oven number 1. Oven number 2, you can tell I really like having 2 ovens. I'm still not used to it. Put in that middle one. Yum. We'll be back, my pretty.
Hope you like that, Cash.
Cookies coming out. Ooh. So you don't want them to over brown. You just want them to very lightly brown like that. It looks amazing. And number 2. So we're gonna go ahead and bake the rest of these off, and we'll be back. Cooks, we have cookies. So this giant plate of cookies came out of this. They look amazing. These cookies are fantastic. If you make these for your friends and family, they will devour them, right? These are the ones that came out. These are the ones that just came out of the oven. These came out of the oven the previous batch. I'm going to go ahead and stack these because these have had a chance to cool. These have been sitting on the rack for a few minutes, firming up. So you don't want to overcook cookies. That's one of the things. You say, how did Mrs. Fields become so famous? They don't overcook their cookies. If you overcook them, if they're done out of the oven, they're going to be overdone on the cooling rack. So just be aware. And sometimes you just gotta play with them. Play with different times. Do 11 minutes, do 12 minutes, do 13. These take in my oven, these kind of cookies take 14 minutes at this size. So, Every single oven is different. So I can't tell you exactly, but I can get you sort of close. You just want to take them out before they're overcooked. And they'll firm up and set up as they cool, because they continue to cook. So, and this is a fish spatula. Eric loves his fish spatula. So if you're not using parchment paper, you're going to get more browning on the bottom. This is how they look here. They look amazing. This recipe is so good. These cookies are delicious. They're that crisp, soft. Look at that. The maple flavor is really fun. The brown sugar gives it kind of a richer, a little bit molassesy taste. These cookies are fantastic. Really, really fantastic. So cooks, thanks for joining me. Try these cookies. You're going to love them. All right? Hope you enjoy.